Hello, everyone! Welcome to Rockcast, the rock-themed podcast by rock fans for rock fans. I'm your host, Brody. The hype is through the fucking roof. Miles, hello.
And I'm Miles.
Just like last episode, today's episode sponsored by Coke Zero Sugar. And let's just get
Game on.
Game on. Let's just I gotta do that every time I drink the Coke. All right. So, sadly, Brendan, who was last night in the podcast, cannot be joining us. But, I mean, this is a big day for Foo Fighters fans. And Miles isn't a huge fan like me or our other friends. Miles is just kind of a innocent bystander. He's a casual listener. He likes the hits. But I was very pleased to hear when he called after listening to the new album and being like, this is really good. And quick question before we get into talking about the album. Is this the album that turns you into a full-on fan? Was this the album that will make you listen to them more or no?
I think it's right after I listened to that first song, that intro, I'm like, yep, this might turn me into a Foo Fighters fan.
Good. I would recommend Wasting Light next because that is my favorite album by them. Anyways, I own the album 3 times. Here's the CD. I could make that 4. If I find, I might go to a record store tonight and see if they have the record store exclusive version, which is like, it's the same as the regular version. Actually, all of them are the same. They just have different little variants. But the record store version has, it's blue vinyl. So, I mean,
blue vinyl.
Worthy investment. But here's the CD. Here's the regular vinyl. Let's take that out. I'm going to open this one. I opened the CD. Not much in there, but I want to open the 2 vinyl I got. The other one I'm going to show you is really cool. It's the Target exclusive. However, I'm breaking the seal, Miles. You're getting this too, right? You pre-ordered?
I had to cancel my pre-order for some reasons, but soon enough I will be.
Yes. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's the band.
Oh, yeah.
This is the sleeve, but the record's not in there because they do this where, oh, yes, the lyric sheet, my favorite part of every album. I love analyzing the lyrics, and then in the shitty paper sleeve that I will replace soon enough. Oh, there's the label I'll show. Cool. And then, of course, the version that I just got. This one just came from Amazon, so the CD. This other one I just picked up. I pre-ordered it at Target for in-store pickup. Showed up, and here it is. Alternate cover. I fucking love this cover so much, dude. I might like it more than the original cover, but I'm not sure. It feels more 90s Foo Fighters, this cover. Like, it kind of has the same vibe to Nothing Left to Lose. Miles is going to buy it right now. And it has, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's not just like printed on there, it's embroidered. Like, it looks like there's tape holding the picture on there.
Oh, wow. That's something special.
The innards are different. Oh, nice. They are different than the original version. So here's the sleeve. It comes with another, and the inside is purple. I don't know if you can tell very well instead of just cardboard. It comes with, the lyric sheet is different too. And then it comes with just a picture of the band.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. But Target always has, in my opinion, the best exclusives. The label's different too, though. This feels more like the other one feels like a new Foo Fighters album. This one feels more like it was an album, or the packaging. I mean, the album itself does not feel like an old Foo Fighters album, but the packaging with just pictures of the band and, this cover instead of the other one, it just feels more 90s than 2021.
When did you find out they had the alternate cover?
I think they announced it the day that the album was announced, and I saw it, and I was like, or it might have been a couple days after the album was announced, and I saw it, and I was like, I'm getting that version. I mean, I'm getting all versions, but that version in particular. I guess I should show the CD too real fast. Oh, it's deep in there. It just says, well, Medicine at Midnight. I don't know. It's kind of hard to hold a CD. I don't know. I'm not gonna listen to it. I got it when I was still using the CD player in my car. Now I got the Bluetooth adapter and shit, so don't need that. But yeah, the album's out. It's out. We've listened to it, and it's very good. It is very good. Just oh, Miles is giving the 1 second. Someone's calling him. To give the opinion of the other podcast members who aren't here, they all liked it too. All of us liked it. I guess I should start without Miles, maybe. Or I'll pause it. I'll pause it real fast. We will be right back, folks. We will return momentarily. All right, we're back. Sorry, folks. Miles.
Brody.
Give it a 1 to 10. Give it a 1 to 10, Miles. I give it a 10. Give it a 1 to 10.
I'm gonna give it an absolute 10, mostly because I think that was the album that just got me into the Foo Fighters. And I mean, to have an album get you into an entire band, I mean, for me, that's kind of hard.
Yeah. So okay. In our previous podcast, we discussed, what we wanted from the album, what we wanted to hear, what we wanted it to be. And I specifically said, I want it to be the best album since Wasting Light. It was 100% the best album since Wasting Light, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people have been agreeing with me. So Sonic Highways and Conquering Gold, the last 2 albums, are good. They're good albums. I enjoy Conquering Gold. Sonic Highways not as much as Conquering Gold, but they're still good rock albums. But I wanted them to, have fun again. I feel like with Conquering Gold especially, they were taking themselves a little too seriously. And I don't like, I mean, with the thing I want from a Foo Fighters album is them just sounding like they're having fun. With Conquering Gold, there were songs like Run and La Di Da where, yes, they did sound like they were having fun. However, the rest of the album had, Arrows, and which, I mean, they're good songs. It just, I wanted, fun Foo Fighters again, not serious Foo Fighters. And this album is the most, it's not my favorite Foo Fighters album, of course not. So we did a tier list, and the first thing after we listened to the album, Brendan messaged me, and he was like, okay, where does it go on the tier list now? I don't know his opinion, but I said low A, high B, which would, low A, high B, or mid B. It's hard to rank right now. It just came out, but that's really good for this. And could just be the new album hype. Could just be, I'm excited that it's finally here. But it could also be that's a very good album. And I don't know. So I was setting that up to say it is the most fun Foo Fighters album. It is the most
energetic.
No, Wasting Light is the most energetic. This one's just the most fun. Like, all around, just a fun album to listen to. And so is Wasting Light. They're about on the same level for me. But, I mean, it's got some kick-ass songs on here. Like, I think the worst choice, in my opinion, in Foo Fighters' whole 25-year career, their worst choice was leading off and having Shame Shame be the first single on this album. Because when you hear that, you're like, this is not going to be as good as I hoped it would be. And Shame Shame has grown on me since I heard it first. And it's grown on me even more since last night when me and Brendan were talking about it, especially in the grand scheme of the whole album. Hearing it by itself, I don't know, it just kind of was there. But hearing it with the album, everything pieced together, it definitely, in my opinion, improves the song. But it was the weirdest choice for the first single. Like, if I were Foo Fighters, I would have gone Cloud Spotter or Holding Poison as the first single. It could be because those are our two favorites. I know Cloud Spotter is your favorite, right?
Yeah, Cloud's Fire is amazing.
and is now one of my favorite Foo Fighters songs. Like I don't know if it's one of the favorite, but it's out of this new era, Sonic Highways to Conquering to this. This is my favorite song out of all. I mean, Run is really good off Conquering Gold, but still, this. I mean, it's up there. And Holding Poison just feels like it feels like an old school Foo Fighters song. Not like super old school, but like, Wasting Light. Even like it kind of. When I first heard it, I was like, kind of Nothing Left to Lose, sort of. And actually, Holding Poison, it felt kind of similar to Wind Up on not the whole song, but like the intro part. It kind of reminded me of Wind Up on Color and the Shape. Smiles doesn't know, but I know that. And then the title track, Medicine at Midnight, I like. Miles, it's his least favorite song on the album.
Well, I mean, I would say it's a perfect album. I mean, there's a couple songs I don't like. I mean, when I say it's the worst song, I mean, out of nine, I mean,
there's 9 songs. I know you. I don't think it's a perfect album. I didn't actually give my rating. I said 10 out of 10. That's coming from the Foo Fighters fan of me. The not Foo Fighters fan of me gives it like an 8.5 or a 9, even maybe lower. But as a Foo Fighters fan, this is pretty much everything I wanted. If it was just a little bit longer, I think that would have improved it. But when I first heard Shame Shame back when it came out last year in November, I was like, this is going to be the father of all the Foo Fighters discography. I was so nervous when I heard Shame Shame, and then it progressively grew on me. And then No Son of Mine came out and was the most kick-ass song they have made since Wasting Light. And then Waiting on a War came out, and that is definitely one of my favorites on the album too. Waiting on a War is like pure Foo Fighters. It's the most Foo Fighter sounding song on this album. But yeah, let's just, I mean,
I'm right in the shit.
let's do it. Making a Fire, Miles. Let's just talk about making a fire. Let's do it. Making a fire.
It's a really good intro song. It's got the beats, it's got everything, it's got that beautiful solo, and then it's got the na 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 with the women in the background. Oh no,
that
that was beautiful. I really like that.
I could do without the na 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 part. I don't love it, but it does. I feel like it works in the whole song. That is I cannot wait. There are certain songs on here while listening to the album that I'm like, I cannot wait for fucking concerts again because these are gonna kick so much ass live. Like immediately in my mind, when I hear Waiting on a War, I hear all the fans in the stadium, which once concerts happen again will include me and Mason, of course. All the fans in the stadium just singing along to Waiting on a War and singing along to I mean I can hear him singing along to Making a Fire. I can hear him singing along in No Son of Mine, like during certain parts. But out of all of them, Waiting on a War is the one that I hear Dave most being like one of the songs where I hear most like in a live setting. He'll be like, "Take it away," and stop singing and let us sing like during the slower part. And yeah, that'll be fun. But back to Making a Fire, it is one of the best opening tracks on a Foo Fighters album. Period. Like it just kicks a lot of ass. I mean, out of all the albums, I say one of the best because it is one of the best because there's 10 albums, so it's in the top 10. It's in the top 10 openers. It's towards the lower end of the list, but I consider top 10, those are the best openers because there's 10 albums. But I mean, I would put Stacked Actors is my favorite opener out of any Foo Fighters album. But I mean, it's definitely up there with Bridge Burning, Stacked Actors, This Is a Call. It's very good opener, and the whole band, specifically on this song, throughout the whole album, I can tell they just sound amazing. Especially Dave, his voice sounds better than it has, more energetic. To Miles's what he said earlier, Dave sounds more energetic on this album than he did on Conquering Gold than he did on Sonic Highways. Anything else to say about Making a Fire?
I felt like it was like To me, I love like the energetic. I love how it's like it's a mix between kind of indie and it's got pop also kind of in it. Just like kind of.
This was before the album came out. David Bowie said, or not David Bowie. Dave Grohl said this was gonna be their version of David Bowie's Let's Dance. You know, a poppier sort of dance album. He said he was like, yeah, this is gonna be like a disco dance album, and that's all Foo Fighters fans were like,
What?
gonna have hand claps like Father of All, or are you gonna be like a fun disco dance album? He's. I mean,
that's why I thought. I'm like, when I first listened, I'm like, God damn, this kind of reminds me of Green Day, Father of All, like the best way possible. Like it's got like the same kind of.
It did what Father of All failed to do, and that was be a good album. But it did what Father of All failed to do. It correctly subverted our expectations. Like Father of All badly subverted our expectations. This correctly did it. This was like, okay, so Father of All was shit. You didn't think it'd be shit, and then going into hearing the first single, you're like, this is gonna be shit. And then it comes out and it, surprise, surprise, it's shit. This album, we heard the first single, we're like, I mean, not so hot, but whatever. Weird choice for first single. And then the album comes out and we're like, oh yeah. It was. I like how you're holding. There's 2 lighters, Miles. You got 2 lighters?
Yeah, I do.
Miles just lighting the light. He's just setting the mood. He keeps. I kept seeing you light the lighters. I couldn't tell if it was the Yule log or your lighters.
I know. I've been trying to do tricks with this shit for some reason.
You're trying to learn lighter tricks, Miles?
I am. Yeah, surprisingly. Yeah, I've burned myself too many times so far. Lighter on my hands make it a little bit more of a party.
Yo. Oh, he's putting the Yule log on now. All right, so I may as well just go into Shame Shame because I keep addressing it. It's my least favorite song on the album. That's not saying it's bad because everything on this album I feel is good to great. But it was not the right choice for the first single. And Miles, I know you like it. I don't know if you like it more than me because I quite like it, but maybe you like it more than me. I don't know. You could, but you have to agree that songs on here, there's better songs that they could have chosen for the first single. Right.
True. Yeah, I can see that.
Like this feels more like a middle of the road, like, okay, we're halfway through the album. Here's this song. Doesn't feel like the song they released first, and then it also doesn't feel like it should be the second song on the album. I think move it towards the middle and move Cloud Spotter to the second song. I don't know, but I don't know. The album flows really good, even with Shame Shame there at number 2. But still, what do you guys say about Shame Shame?
I enjoy Shame Shame. I would say about the same you do. I feel like it's not a bad second track. It's good. I feel like it works well there because it's like you start getting kind of like this is all right, and then you hit Cloud Spotter, and that's when shit really hits the fan.
I feel like so the first 2 songs, well, one is good, Making Fire, and then track number 2 we get Shame Shame. So then you kind of be like, okay, is this album gonna be like a mixed bag? Like, or is it gonna go good song, not so good, good, not so good? But then you get to Cloud Spotter, and you're like, if the rest of the album is like this, then it's gonna be pretty damn good. And I mean, we could just, we're getting another, hold on. One moment, folks.
Phone calls. Like everyone just fuck off for 20 minutes, like an hour podcast.
Thank you. People, stop calling Miles. All right. So we're back. I unpaused so Miles could I unpaused, just so we could get the tail end of Miles's rant about people calling him in the podcast. So before I was saying, I have talked about Shame Shame enough on this podcast because I talked about in the last episode a lot with Brendan. And we were talking about how if the rest of the album's, this level, it's gonna be like the worst Foo Fighters album. However, Cloud Spotter comes up next.
Oh fuck.
Which happens to be both of our favorite song off the album because it kicks so much ass from the moment. So that and I believe the riff for Cloud Spotter has been with Dave since 95. This has been around for 25 years. It hasn't made it to an album yet. I don't know how the fuck it hasn't made it into an album in 25 years because it kicks so much ass. It's either this one or Holding Poison, I think, is the one that was around for 25 years. But I think it was this one. And just the moment it starts, I was like, this kicks so much ass. And then Dave's voice comes in, and he's got this, like, just the way he's singing. And then the chorus, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Oh my God. And then the song just keeps going and keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, breaks into some badass riffing, keeps going, and then just kind of explodes and it's the greatest song on the album.
Fucking amazing. It's incredible. That intro riff, I don't know what to say. It's an amazing song. And then it just starts really pounding in towards the end. Oh,
I cannot wait to hear it live. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, that guitar riff live is going to be something else.
I just, like, I'm already imagining just sitting there and we're just like waiting. They're in the middle, like they paused in between songs. You know, we just got something like, I don't know. They just played All My Life or something and they're paused and then immediately it's just Cloud Spotter starts. We're like, oh, what the fuck? And what the fuck, Cloud Spotter? Whoa! And then I can't wait for concerts to be back. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Damn.
I want Foo Fighters. I want Pearl Jam. I want Chili Peppers. I'm just ready for concerts again.
We want everything.
I want everything. So that brings us to little song called "Waiting on a War," which is another one of my favorites on this album. It just starts the acoustic part, and it just keeps the whole song. I just love how it just keeps building up until, and then the drums start fucking pounding, and then boom, it breaks into this giant fucking outro, and it's just so amazing, and I love it.
That intro, just that little soft, just kind of sweet little something, and then
it just keeps building up, and then boom, fuck. This song I feel has some of the best performances out of the whole album. This has some of the best performances, especially coming from the rhythm section. Taylor Hawkins is a fantastic drummer, and it shows on this song towards the end when he's the one who drives in that final punch that makes it a Foo Fighters song. And I know they know how to craft a song, so I don't expect them to make this just like, if the whole song was just an acoustic, like the intro, it would not be as good as it like keeps building up and then hits. Like if it was just the whole song was acoustic, like the first half, no, but because of the buildup, yeah, it's amazing. And anything else?
I think you took it all away. It's amazing. It's incredible. It's a good song.
Miles' least favorite song on the album, Medicine at Midnight, which is one of my favorites, like in the top 3 or 4 off this album. I mean, this is the song when he said that it was going to be their version of Let's Dance. This is the song that makes me hear that. I'm like, this is a fucking, like, this feels like David Bowie inspired. Like, it's so good. I don't know. I just love that song in particular a lot. Everything about it, you know, Dave's vocal performance. I'm going to keep saying that throughout the whole album because Dave sounds amazing on this album. Someone's calling you?
No, I was just playing the lighter. I nearly caught my desk on fire.
Oh my God. That's a good way to, Miles, light the desk on fire. Let's do this. Podcast time.
Well, it landed hot on a thing of AstroTurf on my desk.
Why do you have AstroTurf on your desk?
Because I have an incense holder. It's
you put the incense holder on the Astro burner, or not the Astro? What the AstroTurf?
Astro burner.
Astro burner, yes, the AstroTurf. Medicine. I don't know. It's such a groovy song, and so I left early for school this morning to go get gas, and it was So I was it's still pretty dark outside because it was like 6 in the morning, 6:20 in the morning. And I was driving around listening to the album, of course, and we get to Medicine at Midnight, and like just the mood of it being dark outside and the mood of me pulling up to the gas station, it just like just the groove, everything about it, it was so awesome. Like I was vibing in the car. I was like, yep, oh yeah. And then I just want the record to show Isaac. Of course, I was playing the album in the car, and during a couple songs, he wasn't listening to it, but we were waiting in the parking lot for Brendan to show up so we could go to Safeway before school to get Coke Zero. No, so we went Safeway. And Isaac a couple times during the album, during like the heavier rock songs, he was vibing. Like I heard like he was stomping his foot and kind of headbanging. I was like, nice.
Yeah.
No, Isaac's not a Foo Fighters fan. He has never heard. I might have played him a couple songs before. Actually, I played All My Life in the car one time, and he fucking like was like he loved it. But
did you Pretender at all? I feel like Pretender.
Mm-hmm. He would. I haven't tried. Pretenders. Lucas is all so. Lucas hates Foo Fighters. I would just like the record to show Lucas is an idiot and he hates Foo Fighters. I'm gonna try to change his mind and make him listen to this album. I don't know if it'll happen, but the only song he likes by them, he likes like 3 songs, and the only one he loves is Pretender. So
that was the song that actually introduced me to Foo Fighters.
I know. I don't know how someone listens to Pretender and thinks like this is the only good song they've ever released. Everything else is garbage. This is the only song I'm going to listen to. Like, how does someone do that? You that's not how bands work. You listen to one song and then you listen to more. Lucas is just like, I give up. This is the only good song.
I listened to Best of You also, and that's when I gave up, even though they were both fantastic songs.
Best of You is amazing. Best of You is a good song. That one live kicks ass too. I just gotta say, that one live kicks ass. Pretender live kicks ass.
Fuck yeah, it does.
I miss concerts. Well, don't say fuck yeah, it does. You've never been to a Foo Fighters concert.
I wish I had.
You almost went with us, remember?
What happened to that case?
I don't know, but you were gonna go with us, and then I was like, nope, fuck it, just me and Mason. Screw you, Miles.
Oh yeah, it's because you had an extra ticket from your uncle, and Mason was a bigger fan than I was.
No, that was.
That was.
No, my dad got me Kiss tickets for Christmas, and I invited Mason. He couldn't go. I invited Isaac. He couldn't go. So then I took my cousin, and you were already going. You got tickets. Foo Fighters was. We were looking on Ticketmaster in class in reading, and we were like, let's go. And then you just never wanted to pay that much money for Foo Fighters tickets. And then
I didn't have the money at the time.
And then, yeah. But now we have jobs and we can go to Foo Fighters concerts whenever we want. So now we have jobs and I can afford floor tickets for Iron Maiden, even though it was only like $80. It was so worth it.
Yeah, I'll be pulling up in the Volkswagen wagon, picking you up in C to AZ. Road trip to fucking C.
Road trip to see Iron Maiden. I would go. Okay, so there are those bands. Pearl Jam is a band that I would follow to multiple states to see live. Like if I had 4 tickets, and they're all across the United States, I would get a couple people, do a road trip, and go to every show. I would do that with Foo Fighters. And surprisingly, even though they're not one of my favorite bands, I would do that with Iron Maiden just for the stage show because they're amazing. Like I would travel to different states to see Iron Maiden.
I mean, the thing that's nice about Pearl Jam is they change up the set list every single time.
Yeah, Foo Fighters don't really do that. But if we went to see 4 Pearl Jam shows, we would see different songs every time, which I love that. That's awesome.
That's what makes a good show great.
But this isn't the Pearl Jam podcast. That's why I'm not sitting in my Pearl Jam room. When we do a full episode about Pearl Jam, whenever something Pearl Jam related happens and we do a full episode about them, I will move out to that other room just for the Pearl Jam room. Like there's, in case you don't know, outside that door, not the closet, outside that door, there is a world of Pearl Jam. It is a shrine. I have a baseball signed by Eddie Vedder. I have posters. I have every album on vinyl. My turntable's in there. It's just my safe space.
I'm going to take all those albums I got out of those frames and start listening to them maybe.
Yeah, it was dumb of you to put them in frames and not get different versions. Like when I put 10 in the frame, it was because I got a new version of 10. I was like, okay, well then I can put 10 in a frame because I have 2 versions.
I feel like hopefully I didn't fuck those up too much.
It should be fun. So when we went to Target to get Medicine at Midnight, they had the limited edition 10 there with the purple vinyl. The one that I have with the purple vinyl, and it's beautiful. So maybe yours would have it too, and then you have an excuse to put 10 in the frame. Anyways, this isn't the Pearl Jam podcast. This is the Foo Fighters Medicine at Midnight review. Fuck. Medicine at Midnight discussion. LMFAO. Let's do it. Okay, That was so fucking stupid. Moving on. What comes next after? What's next after? I got it. I got this. I'm gonna pick up the CD. I didn't feel like picking up the whole. Oh, we're on to No Son of Mine. I just forgot which one came next. All right. You take it away, Miles. No Son of Mine. If you say, oh, that intro was so good, I'm again for the third time, you might get punched through the camera. Fuck you, Miles. Okay.
God damn it!
Someone calling you? Or did you light your phone? Oh, Miles. Someone's calling you? All right, one moment, please. Okay, we are back for the second. Is this the second or third time I had to pause because someone called? This is the third time.
Like,
we're back.
God, if someone calls me one more goddamn time, I'm gonna put my phone right through that fucking wall.
Okay, Miles. No Son of Mine.
No Son of Mine. Well, I enjoy the intro a lot. Kidding.
The intro is pretty good.
God damn it!
It was me. Don't worry, Miles. It was me. I was just trying to. You got pranked. No. No Son of Mine kicks ass. This was the song that when it was released as a single on New Year's, I listened to it and I was like, this is Foo Fighters. This is Foo Fighters. This is Foo Fighters. And this was the album that rejuvenated my hope. Or this was the song that rejuvenated my hope for the album. Miles turned his Yule log on. I would just like to point that out. Yule log time. This is the song that rejuvenated my hope for the album. And now we're here and the album's good. Anywho, Miles, do you have anything to say about it besides the intro was cool?
I think I liked Medicine.
Was it too hard? Was it too heavy for you, Miles? No Son of Mine. Was it too heavy?
I thought Medicine at Midnight was honestly better than No Son of Mine. I'm sorry to say it. I really did not like that song too much.
Yeah, I expected you not to like that one. I mean, it's a good song in my opinion because I like the kick-ass side, but you're more of a,
Well, I don't mind
hippie.
like hard stuff. I mean, the next song, Holding
Poison.
Yeah, that's a hard one, right?
Yeah, and it's good.
I enjoyed that one surprisingly.
I guess we can just get into Holding Poison now. The first time I listened to the album, I was like, Holding Poison wins. Second time, I was like, okay, Cloud Spotter's better. But Holding Poison kicks ass, and it is a really good song. I love when it breaks out. So, it's doing its thing where it's like, just being like a rock song. And it just kind of like fucking like just continues to get awesome and badass towards the end. More and more badass and awesome. And it's one of my favorites off the album. That's the best way I can describe it. I don't know. I think for every song I've been like, this is one of my favorites off the album because, I mean, there's 9 songs on here. It's not like I could be like, well, you could cut this song. And that's my question to you, Miles. Is an album better, longer, but, you're like, well, this song's kind of filler and you could cut it? Or is an album better where it's shorter and you like, I want more songs on here? Which one is better?
I think shorter albums that have less songs are better because they can put their absolute hits in and they can go all out. Because if you make one that's longer, then it's going to be like you're going to have all these transition songs. Some of them will be shitty, but if you got
unless you're Red Hot Chili Peppers and you make a masterful 2-hour album that is amazing.
You make unless you're making fucking Stadium Arcadium.
Well, this is. Sorry. What?
I mean, if you're making like 2-hour albums and you're like fucking making Red Hot Chili Pepper Stadium Arcadium, I mean, think about short albums. It's nice. Yeah, you're like be kind of pissed off because you're craving for more. But I mean, from the consumer point of view, from that, you're just going to be wanting more. You're obviously going to be going.
I mean, the thing with this is though has been it. I wish there's like 2 more songs or 1 more. It's been 4 years since Concrete and Gold. I mean.
Well, never mind.
It's been 4 years. Okay, it's not like we're okay. So Pearl Jam released the longest album, Gigaton, of course. It'd been 7 years since the last album. However, I felt that album was too short, even though it was 55 minutes long. I wanted more. I wanted it to be 3 hours long. and B's great.
3 days, I think I heard.
3 days long. I had a thought that Pearl Jam should do like a festival, like Pearl Jam Festival, where they play every single one of their albums in whole and it goes over multiple days. I think that'd be fun. I would buy tickets to all the shows. Okay, back to Foo Fighters. What were we on? Holding Poison? It's just a classic Foo Fighter. It sounds like Wasting Light. It sounds like what I wanted this album to be and what this album ended up being. Did you talk about Holding Poison? No, right? It was just me.
I enjoyed Holding Poison. It was a lot more of kind of like a more bang bang song, and I enjoyed that. I don't enjoy it much, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was good, really good.
Yeah, it's fun. I said that earlier, and I'll come back to it. Out of the whole album, even I consider Shame Shame, it's slower paced, but it's fun. Out of the whole album, there's one song that I consider a ballad and one song that I consider super slow, and that is the next one, Chasing Birds. And it is slow in the best possible way because it's fucking gorgeous. It is one of it's so good. It's one of the best songs on the album, for sure.
It's amazing. It's got that soft, slow acoustic intro, acoustic all the way through. It gives me vibe. I don't want to say it gives me vibes like Parachutes from Pearl Jam because that's.
I didn't think about that. No, it does. It gives me more like it feels like one of the slower ballads that it feels like a slow Foo Fighter song, like slow Foo Fighter songs I made in the past. It doesn't feel like a different band. It just feels like a slow Foo Fighters. But yeah, I didn't think it does sort of give off a Parachutes vibe. And I like when I think it's just a kick-ass song. I love the whole thing. Not kick-ass. It's a great song. I don't know what I think I said everything is kick-ass. No, it's a good song. It's a great song. What were you saying though? What? All right, no, continue about Chasing Birds.
I think Chasing Grace is a really good outro song. It's just like
Chasing Grace? No. It is it's not the outro song, Miles. You're forgetting one. However, huh?
Dies Young.
Yeah. Love Dies Young is one of the best on the album too, in my opinion. I've said that every time, but it really is. It's really good.
It kind of to me brings like the album together as a whole. Like it brings it in almost like kind of one continuous circle. Like feels like where you started from the beginning.
They give off similar vibes.
Yeah, it just feels like it just makes kind of around like where you start off, you begin.
Yep. And that's it was I personally okay. I think I had just gotten used I think I had with Pearl Jam, a lot of their closers are, slow songs. So I just kind of got used to, okay, normal album closers are slow songs. But then I forget how awesome it is when the closer of your album is a, upbeat kick-ass rocker, like besides a slow, depressing outro song. And I think it works really well as a closer, and I think it works really well as Miles said, it has a similar vibe to Making a Fire. So it kind of feels like, okay, immediately after that, I'm just going to restart and listen to Making a Fire again and keep going. And I think one of my favorite parts about slower albums that are, like this one's 30 minutes or something, I like but it's not too short. I just want to mention Father of All by Green Day is too short because all the songs are like 2 minutes and terrible.
It's a shit.
It's so
the album we don't speak of.
Don't say its name. But it, I mean, it kind of, so it goes full circle, like Miles, and like with shorter albums, I'm fine just as soon as it ends, just restarting at the start. And it has to be the perfect length though. If it's 20 minutes, or like anywhere under 30 minutes, like near like 27 minutes or I think 27 minutes is what it needs to be an album instead of an EP. So it was like 20 something minutes, 27 minutes. Then I feel like it's too short that you can't just restart immediately because you basically just heard the first song. So you get to the bottom and you're like, well, I still remember the first song. With this one, with an album that's like 35 minutes onward, to 35 minutes to 40 minutes, that's the perfect length where by the time you get to the last song, you're ready to hear the first song again. So then you can just completely restart for however many times you want to do that till you get sick of it. And then anything longer than that, by the time you get to the last song, you're just done. And then with something like Stadium Arcadium, I usually have to listen to that in 2 sittings. I listen to the first album, then I go take a quick break, and then listen to the second album. But with something at this length, it's a great driving album too. I also like shorter albums for driving because I'm not gonna fucking listen to something like Fear Inoculum while I'm driving and then listen to one song and be at the place that I'm supposed to be. Like, all right, well, this song's 15 minutes long. My drive is 14 minutes. I don't even get to finish one song on the way to school. Like, but with this album, like this morning on the drive to school, and to be fair, I did stop and get gas, but I finished the whole album before we left to go to class. Or not to go to class, to go to Safeway to get Coke Zero Sugar. And
how many times have you
my product placement.
How many times have you listened to that album today?
This album? It was on all day, Miles. It was never not on in my ear.
It's still on.
I'm currently listening to it. I don't know if you can tell. No, I listened to it in the car ride. Well, I listened to it last night when it came out at like 10 o'clock. Listened to it on the car ride. Listened to it on the car ride to Target. Listened to it car ride back. I listened to it. So like when we had independent work time at school during classes, I put it on, and like ceramics where we're just sitting there working on assignments the whole time and do nothing. I have this in my ear.
It's still on right now. I bet.
It is. No, it's just, it's really good. I quite like it. I'm gonna go listen to it on vinyl after we're done recording. I know that.
Oh my God.
Both. I also, with vinyl too, I prefer shorter albums because you don't have to ever switch the record. You just flip it over once, and yeah. With like with double LPs and Stadium Arcadium, which has four fucking vinyl.
It's just a pain in the ass. It's like, done.
Oh, all right. And then there's like with longer albums, there's like 2 or 3 songs on each side too. So you're sitting there, especially like on Stadium Arcadium, I think it goes Danny California, Snow, Charlie, and then the side's done and you gotta flip to the next side. So you're just sitting there, you're starting to vibe, and then the song ends and you gotta stand up, flip it around, 3 songs. With this one, let me check again real fast.
You're probably spending more time honestly getting up, standing, flipping the vinyl than actually listening to
this one. We got 5 songs on side A and 4 songs on side B, which is a good length on each side, in my opinion.
Your Inoculum must suck on vinyl, just like 15
It's not out on vinyl yet. They haven't released it.
It's not.
I'm so disappointed. The only Tool albums that are out on vinyl are, they released Anima when it came out, but it's hard to get. Opiate, Undertow, Lateralis, and the Lateralis is only in picture disc, and it sounds like garbage. But Miles, I'm gonna hold up each cover real fast, and I would like to know your opinion, and I'd like to discuss my opinion a little bit. Which cover do you prefer, Miles? The more colorful one or the better one? I'm sorry,
it's a really tough choice.
I like this one more minimalist, and I like the font used on it. It feels very, as I said, 90s Foo Fighters. This one, on the other hand,
that one just really tells what the album's going to be. Really poppy, like somewhat like a raw cut David.
This one fits more with the album. This one fits more with the band, I think. In my opinion. There's the backsides too.
What does the collector's edition or whatever it is look like?
The record store version.
The colored vinyl, yeah.
I'll pull it up. It's just a blue vinyl, I think. Foo Fighters. Not Food Fighters. Foo Fighters. What's it? Record store edition.
Swear to God, if I drink one more of these, I think I'm gonna start pissing blue.
Heyo. Can we just talk real fast about when you drink coffee and your pee smells like coffee?
I don't drink a lot of coffee, to be honest.
I drink too much coffee. I tried this morning when we went to Safeway. Besides getting Coke Zero Sugar, same great Coke taste, no calories, no sugar. No, I didn't actually. I tried. Have you seen those Monster Java things?
Yeah. Are those good at all?
It was pretty good. Yes, it was actually pretty good.
I mean, I've just been drinking this Fago cotton candy blue shit.
Yeah. Well, that's what the record store edition looks like.
It's liquid sugar. Oh, that's cool.
I like the blue fits with this album, I think, for the vinyl. Exclusive to independent record stores. So I guess this is I think it says it's a record store day exclusive is what it says, but record store day isn't
A couple
till like September, I think. Well, there's two, right? There's one in September for Black Friday.
November, I'm pretty sure.
Or November for Black Friday, and then there's one in September too, I think.
Something like that. Oh, fuck.
But I mean, I guess every day is record store day if you go to the record store. Am I right? A high five. No, I only shop on Apex City Records on Instagram. They're you didn't even plug Miles. You didn't even plug Apex City Records in the first podcast. I'm so disappointed in you. Brendan was disappointed in you too.
Because I didn't sponsor Apex City Records.
Yeah, but you did sponsor the podcast on Apex City Records. Thank you for that, Miles. Well, if we compare the views, actually, Miles, when you sponsored on Apex, 45 views. When you didn't sponsor on Apex, 11 views or 14 views or something.
Apex City Records. The world may never find out.
Miles, your account name, so it's Apex City Records, and then the name says Miles Cali. So
it does not say Miles Cali.
It just says Miles.
People do not need to know my last name. Well, now you do.
Well, it also says it. I can't remember if the video has your name on it, but also in Zoom it says Miles Cali right there for the whole podcast. So, I don't know if it shows it in YouTube though. I can check. I'll check for you, Miles. Just make sure.
I mean, I really don't care as long as people don't know my phone number. I mean,
well, Miles's phone number is no, I'm joking.
623. I'm kidding.
I'm just checking real fast. Un momento. Oh no, it doesn't show the names on the recording. Okay. Well, I think that's about it. I mean, we talked. Yeah, no, put at Apex City Records. Moron. You gotta put your Instagram. I'll put at Red Mosquito. You put at Apex City Records.
I always put at Mosquito, Red Mosquito.
What?
I always put at Red Mosquito.
I know, but I'm talking about you got to put it as your username. You got to plug the Instagram, Miles. Well, they can't see it. Never mind, they can't see it. But exactly. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it, right?
I think so.
10 out of 10 album. S tier. Very good.
Yeah, I love how you said 10 out of 10, but you gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
That's my critical side. My Foo Fighters fan side gives it a 10. It's like Pearl Jam. My Pearl Jam fan side gives every album a 10. My Pearl Jam side puts every album in S tier. My critical side puts Riot Act in A tier instead of S tier.
Fuck Riot Act. I'm kidding.
No.
One day that will be on the
One podcast. Day that'll be your favorite Pearl Jam album. It grows, Miles. It grows. If you listen to it again, it grows on you. Give it a couple listens.
I think that by that point, I was so fried listening to Pearl Jam vinyl because
I guess we never told them. Why is my camera doing that, dude? It's so fuzzy now. We never told them about what we did. We listened to. Oh, there's my Eddie Vedder picture. I don't know if they can see that on the video, but it's Eddie Vedder playing guitar. Hey, yo, camera's back. Okay. We listened. Me and Miles sat down. We were gonna make a video, didn't do it. But we sat down one day and listened to every single Pearl Jam album in one sitting, and it was awesome. We split it over 2 days, right? Yeah, but it still it wore me out, dude. Like, I love Pearl Jam. I've done it multiple times before. Before that, I did it once before Gigaton came out. Then I did it with Miles. But it wears you out listening to every album by a band.
Yes.
All right, well. Apex City Records account with Primus. I always forget you use Primus in your profile picture. I can appreciate a guy who uses Primus in their profile picture. I can appreciate that. All right, well, I'm gonna hold up the albums again. Both of them. I'll hold both.
Get the Coke Zero. Get the Coke Zero also.
Hold it.
Yes. Yeah, that should be the thumbnail.
Yeah. No, we got the thumbnail. All right, well, that's about it. That was Medicine at Midnight. Which, Miles, the real question is, when I go to listen to it, which one do I listen on? It's a real question.
Both of them at once.
Oh my, you genius.
One
You absolute genius, Miles.
You gotta do one on a Crosley, especially.
Ayo, Crosley. Oh, well, I just noticed. So earlier I mentioned how the inside of this one, the Target one, was purple. But this one's purple too. I just realized.
Stick it through the camera. Here, put it on my. You can.
Is that your Crosley?
Stick it through.
Hey, yo, my Crosley's in not this closet, the other closet. My Crosley's somewhere, and I don't want to put any records on there. I'll put this one on the Crosley. This one is the only one that can go on the Crosley.
Exactly.
This is the only thing that the Crosley.
Advice: if you have a Crosley, get the fuck rid of it.
Word of advice: if you have a Crosley, listen to Father of All on it, and then get rid of it.
Then get rid of it. Listen to Father of All on it while having Jared News spewed in the background.
Listen to Father of All on it. Oh, and don't forget, while you're listening to the album, it helps to put coins on the tone arm to weigh it down. And then you just do that with Father of All. Other albums don't put the coins on the tone arm, but with Father of All, it deserves the coin treatment. Because it's so good. You got to get the audiophile quality with Father of All because of how good it is.
Get a good amount of, like, probably $5 for the pennies on there.
Yeah, $5 worth of. No, I think you should go like $10 worth of quarters on Father of All.
Sorry, I screwed that up. Yes, $10 for the quarters.
Wait, what weighs more? $10 worth of quarters or $10 worth of pennies?
$10 worth of pennies.
That's because pennies, I guess. All right, well, stupid question. I've never thought about that until right now. Thank you guys for listening, watching, enjoying. Subscribe, like, comment your thoughts on the album. Let us know what you thought of this. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to join the notification squad, and we will. That's so stupid.
Join the
Rockcast notification squad, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.